Okay, tubers, this is me. We're on the road. This is, wait a minute, Donaldson Russ Donaldson. And he's a YouTuber, and he, for some insane reason, started watching my videos at a certain point and taught himself to play the banjo a little bit. And then he went to, can I say this? Can I say this where you went?
Yeah, I was there before.
He went to Afghanistan and he served and stuff, and he's back now. But anyway, he knew I was on the way down here, so he said, would you stop and say howdy with me? And I said, sure. Not only that, but I'll put you on the tube if you want to. And he said he's willing to, so here he is. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
So I'll tell my story real quick. Back in the days before there was like really a dedicated television channel for comedy, I was listening to some Steve Martin comedy tapes.
That's good stuff.
And he was playing the banjo, doing his jokes. And he made this comment. He's like, you know, the banjo is really, it's impossible to play unhappy songs on the banjo. And he's making this joke like, oh, death and poverty. And I was just like, wow, that's kind of interesting. I think I'd like to learn the banjo someday. And then, of course, I never did because I didn't feel like I was good at musical instruments at all. So then, more than 10 years later, I don't remember how many, it was a bunch, went to Afghanistan twice, came back. I was with my wife, just recovering from some stuff, and I just told her, I was just like, I think I really want to get a banjo. And she has been hugely supportive of me, you know, and recovering and stuff since I've been back for a couple of years. She's like, if you want to do that, you should do that. And I had been looking up just banjo lessons and found Richard's banjo lesson where he told the story about how he started learning the banjo, and I was like, man, that's just neat. And then some of his other videos were really basic, really easy, and he does some songs and stuff. I'm like, man, this is a guy I want to learn from. And so I started communicating with him and started playing the banjo and just committed to it, and got to a point where I just felt like, okay, I don't really understand music that well, and I'm kind of at a point where I don't feel like I can learn anymore, and I was frustrated with other things because stuff I deal with, so I sold my banjo and just gave it up. That was a couple years ago. And then I was watching some videos that I put on YouTube, just a couple videos, like 3 of them or something that I put, just like, this was on, I think Sunday. And I was telling my wife, I was like, you know, I really wish I hadn't quit. Because I just watching myself play the banjo, I can tell I enjoyed it. And I really wish I hadn't done that. I think maybe someday I'm gonna want to pick up the banjo again. So I sent Richard an email and I said, basically, look, thank you for everything you do. You're a tremendous asset to the banjo playing community. And if you're ever in North Carolina, you know, let me know. And less than 24 hours later, he responds. He's like, oh yeah, I'm coming this week. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is
just like that.
Gotta meet Richard. Oh my goodness, once in a lifetime opportunity, because we're on opposite ends of the country. So I'm like, this is gotta. So now I'm trying to get a banjo, get back into it, and maybe once I do, I'll
if any of you got a really good deal on a banjo, get in touch with this guy. What's your YouTube name?
I think it's, I don't know. I'll tell you what, you
if you got a banjo you want to get rid of cheap, let me know. I'll let him know.
I will comment on this video, so you guys have a link to my YouTube channel.
That sounds good.
And you know, maybe once I get started again, I will show you guys how I basically, using Richard's instruction and stuff, taught myself from scratch how to play, and a couple of songs I kind of came up with and whatever. And because it's just so much fun playing the banjo. It's just something about it. There's just not another instrument in the world like it, I don't think.
I like what you think.
It's just, there's just nothing like it. There's just nothing like it. So it's really neat. And it really doesn't need to get lost, because the people who are real experts and masters of the banjo, like Richard here, kind of eventually fade off the scene, and then we don't have it anymore. We don't need to have that happen. We need to keep it going.
Let me just say, from me and from all these guys out here, because I know they'd agree, thank you for your service. Let me shake your hand.
Let me shake your hand.
You're a good man.
Thank you for, man, I tell you, I promise you, that West Virginia song with the lyrics, I'm going to make sure I learn that and get it written down and stuff, so that doesn't get lost.
I made those lyrics up on the way home from one of these trips down here when I came down to see my folks. I was driving up the road and I was thinking about it, and I'd pull in the rest area and I'd write down a few lines and I'd drive some more. And I did that on one of these trips. So.
I'll tell you what we need to do. Everybody who thinks that Richard should put together a CD of him playing the banjo and his songs, go ahead and give this video a like. so he can see how many thousands of people will be like, I would buy a CD of Richard P. playing the banjo.
I'd give them away. I wouldn't charge money
So
for that kind of thing.
thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Okay, I'm gonna stop this now.
Okay.
Click.